So for today's discussion, we are going to focus on football today. We'll begin with UNLV football specifically. So we are going to talk about Doug Brumfield's importance to the team and how the team moves forward if in fact he is out for a long time or for a few games, whatever the case may be. He is day to day now with his injuries. So to begin with, let's just kind of talk about his importance. He is the leader right now in the conference play right now. He's got 273 yards per game. So he's clearly very important to the team. So what are our thoughts on that?
When it comes to football, everyone knows there's no I in team. And that has to go for this Rebel. It is unfortunate what happened to him. I'm glad that he's day to day. We'll see how it goes. But in order to succeed as a unit, it can't just rely on the skill of just one player. So in order to succeed, your whole team needs to work. So it's unfortunate. I hope he gets back soon. We'll definitely need him as a valuable player, but they should be able to push on smoothly. I trust in the system, and I trust in the coach.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'm curious about next is just how the team will function if Brumfield is out long term, because last season you saw with this Rebel football team, with how turbulent that quarterback room was, with Cameron Frail coming in for a few snaps, Tate Martell in his short stint at UNLV coming in on third downs and whatnot, and Brumfield being unhealthy himself last season, it really contributed, in my opinion, to the lack of finish that UNLV had last season. They didn't finish off a lot of teams. They were up against San Jose State last year in the homecoming game. They were up to a lot of good teams. They were beating Fresno, which is one of the best teams in the conference last season, and they just couldn't finish that off. And I feel like that is largely contributed to by the lack of consistency at the quarterback position. And now with Brumfield leading the conference in passing yards and being named Conference Player of the Week and just being such a good piece to this Rebel offense, it really speaks volumes to me with how good quarterback play is important to this team. And I'm just curious to see what Cameron Frail can do, if he has to step in long term, and even if Doug Brumfield comes back, if he'll be able to play at the level he's been playing at so far.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even on the other hand, obviously we can't make an injury, go away fast. But having a fractured back last season, Doug Brumfield, and then getting hurt again after you're having a breakout season, that's really, it's going to hit the team, hit him, hit everyone hard. So like you said, I hope they can bounce back. But he was having a breakthrough season, and Frail is capable, but it is very unfortunate that he got hurt again.
Player safety is the most important thing at the time, especially with all the crazy stuff that's going on around the professional leagues. Right. You want to make sure that your star piece is well and put together.
Yep.
Especially, and this team is deep enough too. That Aiden Robbins has been having a phenomenal year on the ground. The wide receiver core has really taken steps this season. And despite the score against San Jose State, it was an absolute blowout. It's still, there's games that it's going to be like that. Marcus Arroyo said you can't let a game beat you twice. Yeah. So that's going to be a big thing, and they can't let this injury to Doug Brumfield beat them multiple times.
Okay, and now with that, let's transition to another team that's had their struggles recently as well. So let's talk about the Raiders a little bit here.
To say the least.
Talking to fans, myself, and just everybody's kind of opinions around, there is blame being pushed to different areas. So it's Derek Carr, it's Josh McDaniels. So as a whole, what do we think is the issue here?
If we're going off of what happened on Monday Night Football, the Raiders, in my opinion, played the most, not complete game, but the best game that they have put together on the field this season. When you're going up against a powerhouse like the Chiefs, you have to be on it. And they showed that early on, first quarter, literally the whole first half. You held them to 17-0. That's impressive to do to the Chiefs. And it just, a fight throughout the whole way, and then it was just the little costly mistakes towards the end. Everyone will get on Josh McDaniels for his play calling, which was the 2-point conversion right there on the goal line, and then, just for his 4th and 1 pass play when you could have gone to Josh Jacobs and run the ball because they were running it effectively that night. It all comes down to rookie mistakes. This team can grow. It has potential. Their record does not reflect the talent that it has. So if they got the bye week this week, after this they go against the Texans. If they're able just to channel, get healthy, and if that Devontae Adams stuff doesn't come to haunt them later down the line, they should be okay.
Yes, and carrying on with that, the second half, the flag play on the holding when then the Chiefs kicker missed it but didn't count. That was the first time that the Raiders stopped the Chiefs on a conversion since halftime. So how do you think, how do we fix that? How do you fix that?
It's quick mistakes like that it's kind of just on the refs. It's in fairness to the defense. You have to be careful not to get holding plays like that. And usually there's always holding somewhere on the line. You just got to be careful it's not flamboyant and enough to where they can see it.
Right. Okay. Well, that'll do it for us for this week's discussion.